I am so happy that I'm joined today by Nikki DeLoach, who's one of the stars of MTV's Awkward, which, first of all, I'm embarrassed to say that I've never seen. So why don't you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, first of all, you're very busy. I mean, especially since it's football season.
Yeah.
But it chronicles the life of Jenna Hamilton, who, when we first started the show in season 1, was a 15-year-old girl who really, her high school life was very, she was one of those girls that wasn't noticed. And then this incident occurred, and all of a sudden she was on everyone's radar. But really it comes down to just kind of, watching her as she kind of tries to maneuver her way through high school life and the ups and downs and the highs and lows and love and body image and everything. And she has a blog on the show that she, types her thoughts into. And I play her mother, Lacey Hamilton, her young, very inappropriate, self-absorbed, overbearing, but very well-intentioned mother on the show. Yeah, it's funny. It's a half-hour comedy, but also our writers aren't scared to kind of really dig into the drama that happens when you're in high school. And so yeah, it's been one of the best jobs ever. So
is the title Awkward basically based on how awkward high school is, as it was for me and like every person I know, or on Jenna specifically?
Yes, no, it shows that it's awkward for everyone, not just Jenna, but her best friends, and even for the popular girl. And the one thing that the show does is it kind of takes you out, even outside of high school, even with the adult characters like myself and my husband, and the character of Valerie, who plays the high school counselor, she's so amazing in the show. And to show that, like, life is really just an extension of high school. It doesn't get any less awkward, but hopefully you kind of learn a skill set along the way to be able to handle it a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a depressing thought, to think life is an extension of high school. But anyhow, Nikki, when can we see Awkward? When does it air?
Well, we just finished our second season airing, and then third season, we start shooting it in January, and usually it starts in the summer. Mm-hmm. But you can actually go on to Hulu, and you can go on the MTV website, and you can catch up, and the first season is on DVD. You could get that through Amazon, and then the second season DVD you'll be able to get really soon.
Cool. Well, I'm like very curious to see how you're supposed to play the mother of a high school person. I want to see the makeup going on there. But,
well, I'm an MTV mom.
Okay. So you had your child when you were like 12 or something.
Yes, actually. Well, yeah, Lacey character, she gets pregnant when she's in high school, and so they show this like young mother, which is a relationship actually that they really don't have on TV right now, is to show like this mother who really didn't get a chance to grow up herself, trying to navigate the high school life of her daughter without having this skill set to be able to do so. Yeah. So it makes for a lot of comedy, and also makes for a lot of heartbreak, but a lot of mothers can really relate to it, and especially daughters, because we always say that boyfriends come and go and friends come and go, but that relationship with your mother is foundational.
Yeah. That's true. Well, the real reason that you're here and you're our featured football girl today is probably about, I don't know, a month ago, or maybe it was the preseason, but I got a new follower on Twitter.
Yes.
And it was you, and I got a little reach out. And you are, like, crazy enthusiastic about football.
Yes, I am. Well, I mean, sports in general, I mean, I grew up in South Georgia, and I grew up with a family who at any given time, like, during the day, ESPN's on, some game is on. I mean, my dad has even been known to, like, watch the local Little League championships. And, sorry, I'm just getting over a cold. Aww. And I also grew up playing, like, I played basketball, I played softball. My dad was my basketball coach in recreational basketball, and I also was a gymnast and a dancer. And so for me, athletics was a big part of my life. And specifically with football, we grew up in a town where, like, you got together on Saturdays and you watched the football games, and you cheered, and we have tickets and go to the Georgia games, and I try to fly home for a couple every year. So it becomes a part of your life.
Yeah. Now, I know that you're a big Georgia Bulldogs fan. I think it's like on your Twitter bio.
It is.
And I'm sorry that you reached the football girl, the NFL version, and not the college football version. But.
Oh, no. I mean, I love NFL, too. I mean, that's pretty much what my husband and I do every Saturday and Sunday during football season is, well, it starts actually with Hard Knocks, which is like my favorite reality show on TV.
Yeah.
It starts with Hard Knocks, and we get like pumped up watching that, ready to, take in football season. And then on Saturdays we watch college football, and then on Sundays and Monday nights NFL. I mean, yeah.
What did you think of the Miami season, Hard Knocks?
First of all, I thought that I thought that compared to the Jets, so much drama happened, and it was just so much fun to watch the Jets. It wasn't quite, the season that it was with the Jets. However, I thought that it was also kind of sad because I knew watching it going into this year that they were going to have a tough road ahead of them. But yeah, how did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because it's like you're watching what's supposed to be a drama, and like the solace you take at the end of like every show is that there's going to be a happy ending, and you're just watching it knowing that it's getting worse and worse. And
yes.
Yeah, I definitely prefer the Jets season. I mean, I think the whole like Darrell Revis holdout during that time. I mean, let alone all the like Rex Ryan antics. But
oh gosh,
yeah, I'm wondering, Nikki, as an actress. I mean, I know some scouts and things that have been involved with Hard Knocks, and they like I think scouts and a lot of players hate it so much because it's obviously an invasion. But clearly some of it's scripted too. And I'm just wondering, as an actress, if you can kind of like spot those things more than someone like me could.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could definitely tell. Like, I'll even look to my husband and I'll be like, that was totally planned, like that was completely planned. But then there's the moments like when they let go of Ocho Cinco, which is like I didn't know if they would show it on the next episode of Hard Knocks, because it was like, it happened like right before. I was like, they must have been editing this up to the minute before it aired. Yeah. And then the three players like Reggie Bush, and they all came in and sat down, with the coach, and were like, listen, we want to be more involved and this from here on out. I mean, that's stuff that's definitely not scripted. For me, I think that was like a really real moment based on them kind of having that feeling of like, okay, well, who's going to take over his position? Who's going to step up to the plate with him gone?
Yeah.
So that was sad to watch, because he was a guy who, for the most part, like, yes, he had a huge personality, but for the most part, had stayed out of trouble. And then to have something like that happen and just to take him out, for him to just be gone, it's just really sad. Yeah. I'm sure he's still kicking himself.
Oh, yeah. Do you think he has a future in Hollywood? Because it kind of seems like that's where he's headed, or going to try to head.
Yeah, no, of course. We're very, very, very forgiving in Hollywood. I mean, come on.
You think?
I mean, people fall on their face and make asses of themselves, and then the next day, everybody's like, oh, yay! The person's on the red carpet making a comeback. So we're very forgiving in Hollywood, probably a lot more than, the NFL.
Did you see Chad Ochocinco having any role beyond reality shows, though? Like, do you think he's talented enough?
I don't know. I think for me, like, you need to prove that. I have this thing with being paid on potential. They do it a lot in sports, before somebody really can step up the plate and show their worth. Like, I like, for Tebow, he's a perfect example of someone. Yeah, he really shined in college football, but look at the team that was. You look at his team that he had playing with him, and then he gets to the NFL, and it's like, I feel like you should prove yourself before the real money comes rolling in, and the offers and the praise and the this and the that, and so. I mean, if Ocho Cinco comes in and, like, blows me away in some acting role, then I'll be like, all right, he was really good in that. Let's see where this goes. But I don't know if I'm willing to make that bet yet.
Yeah, you don't think he's getting nominated for any awards anytime soon?
Not yet. I mean, but you know what? You never, ever, ever know. I mean, musicians do it. Look at Jamie Foxx with Ray. You know, he made that transition and came in and blew everyone away with his performance in Ray, and I mean, won an Oscar.
Yeah, Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, there's so many people who really come in and do a terrific job. So we'll just have to see. With the jury's still out on Ocho Cinco.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of guys, obviously more and more as the NFL's grown, that are getting commercials. I mean, even like Brian Arapo, and a lot of people are like, "Who's that?" That's the one.
But I will say that I love seeing Peyton Manning in commercials. He's just really funny.
Peyton Manning I don't know if he has any commercials these days, maybe one or two. But.
Yeah, maybe one or two. But the ones that I've seen in the past, and then he did this one thing with Justin, Timberlake, not too long ago, where he was really funny in it. But yeah, I mean, athletes are getting, they're endorsing things right and left and getting commercials and becoming personalities, and I say, hey, more power to you. I mean, you have a very limited time that you can kind of cash in on your body and on your career, so why not just go ahead and try and do as much as you can while you're still a competitor.
Yeah. Now Peyton and Deion Sanders, and obviously there's Tebow, and Eli and Peyton have both hosted SNL, and on and on and on. I mean,
did you like the SNL? Did you like Peyton Manning's SNL?
Well, Peyton's always solid, but I was shocked. But did you see Eli?
Yes.
I love your reaction. Like, you're kind of mortified for him.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I have such love in my heart for the Mannings because, like, my brother actually plays baseball at UGA. Okay. What up, Brett DeLoach? Give him a little shout out to my brother. I was texting with him this morning, telling him I was going to do an interview with you. Who's like, it's probably one of the only interviews he will actually read that I do.
Oh, awesome.
But he went to football camp for years and years and years, the Manning football camp, and just said that he had nothing but like amazing things to say about them and how just kind and wonderful they are as a family. So I have a special place in my heart for that family.
Gotcha. So rate Eli's performance though. You're not answering the question. I want you to rate his performance. 1 to 10. Come on.
God, I'm gonna give him a 4, and I know that sounds really low, but otherwise it might be a 3, but I'm going to give him maybe a 4 or a 5 for having the guts to just get out there and do it, because that's a really daunting experience to be a guest on SNL. So I'll say a 5.
Okay.
I'll say 5. He went up a couple of points just for having the guts to do it, but
and because your brother went to the Manning Passing Academy. Right?
Yes. I'll give him 5.
All right. Well, in closing, I know this isn't reality, but suppose you had a different body type and you were a different gender and you could play any football player. Let's go professional because we do cover the NFL. Any NFL player or coach or owner, who would you want to play? In a biopic.
If I could play any in a biopic. Oh, that's actually a really, really, really good question. Maybe Tom Brady, so I could date Giselle. So I could see what it would be like to be in the presence of a supermodel every day. I mean, and to be that good looking, yeah. So I'll go with that one.
All right, that's good.
Normally I wouldn't pick Tom Brady I think he's great, but I mean in a biopic, maybe I'll go with that one.
Yeah, good answer. Well, thank you so much, Nikki, for the time, and we'll watch out for you on the big screen and little screen, and I'm going to get you playing fantasy next year, okay?
Yeah, you'll have to help me. We'll be tweeting back and forth, and you can help me with my picks, because my husband might try to sabotage me if we're in the same league.
Yeah, we're gonna get you beating your husband. Good luck to your Bulldogs, and I'll be talking to you on Twitter.
Bulldogs and Falcons, and I'm saying right now, Houston Falcons in the end.